Okay, we'll get started here. Talk to you a little bit here about being a ranger. Now, maybe some of you saw this poster a little earlier around town here. I've been putting them up. I've been trying to find some people that are interested in being rangers here. It says, "Man wanted. A ranger must be able to take care of himself and his horses under very trying conditions, build trails and cabins, ride all day and all night, pack, shoot, fight fire without losing his health. All this requires a very vigorous constitution, and it means the hardest kind of physical work from beginning to end. It's not a job for those seeking health or light work." But it is a great job. It's a really interesting job. You know, I started here on the Salmon River Reserve back in 1907. Started on up in the salmon area. And my very first job was using this compass here. Took this compass, me and a guy by the name of Ross Tobias dragged the chain and used this compass and clear up there by Salmon, Idaho, all the way down past Chalice, clear up into this country, on through here and clear up into there by Stanley, surveying the boundary that is the Salmon National, or the Chalice National Forest. And it was quite a hot and dry job. We figured that by the time we got up into the high country we'd get away from the heat, and that didn't happen. It was still hot up here, and then we got all the horse flies and the mules like burlap here, and just drove them crazy. Anyway, my second year on the job, I got, well, let me tell you first about how I got the job. I got the job, the forest supervisor called me up. I was just a kid in town. He sent a messenger out, said he wanted to see me. I went out to see what he had to say, and he said, "Ora, we need some rangers to help take care of these national forests out here, and some of your friends and neighbors have volunteered you." I never did find out who it was that put me up to this, but anyway, I said, "Well, what do I do?" He says, "Well, you're going to have to build trails, arrest cattle trespassers, guys that run their cows in there when they shouldn't, and build trails, do some surveying, all sorts of things, cabins." Well, it sounded like a lot of work to me, but I thought, well, I don't have anything else really to be doing right now, so I think I'll try that. I went out, and first, as I said, first thing we did is we surveyed, and we used these a whole bunch. These are called panniers, and they fit on the mule here. You put gear in either side of them. A big mule will carry about 150 to 200 pounds. You put them in panniers. Now, what do you think is the most important thing you can do when you put these on the mule? Balance. They got to be balanced. The reason they need to be balanced is
there you go.
they get on either side of the mule. That mule gets going down the trail like this. It gets working. If you got one that's heavy, it's going to just go just like this. It's going to flip over underneath the mule there, and you're going to have a terrible wreck. Easy there, burlap. Burlap's really good because it doesn't bite or kick. When you're working around a mule, you want to keep talking to the mule, and you want to try to keep one hand on the mule at all times so he knows where you are. You don't want to walk up on him and surprise him, because they can kick really hard. Okay, load this stuff. I load this stuff up every time, and next you want to put on a top pack. Okay, put on the top pack, throw it up here like this. Then you get a cover. I think the pack is covered. Okay, it's going around a bit. Just put on there to cover the load up. Keep everything dry. Now we got to tie it all down. You know, the Forest Service when they started in this country 100 years ago, people had been kind of used to just taking all the trees that they wanted off the hillsides, running their cows wherever they wanted to, and causing quite a little bit of damage. So Forest Service came along to help find conservation. Conservation's kind of a balance. It's a balance between just straight out exploitation where you rip and cut everything and take everything you can off the land, or lock it up and don't use any of it. Conservation's a balance between those two. Just like this mule. He wants balance.